With Easter just around the corner, my friend Becca and I decided to start a collab about traditions for Easter. I know that we all have very different things that we do for Easter, so it would be really fun for different people here on YouTube to share what their family does. If you are not familiar with Becca's channel, you definitely need to check it out. I will have it linked to up above for you. Make sure you check out her channel as well as the playlist, which I will have linked to down below. There are lots of other moms who are participating in this collab, so make sure you check out all of their videos to see how they celebrate Easter and also just to kind of get some inspiration and ideas for yourself. Now, the way that we celebrate Easter has definitely changed over the years, and so at this point in our life, we kind of take a lot of traditions from different places. And so you will see as I get into this video that we do a lot. Beginning at Palm Sunday all the way through Easter, there are lots of things that we do. To begin Holy Week, we start with Palm Sunday. And on Palm Sunday, we go to church. And this year, my husband and our older children participated in the cathedral choir. And so they were able to sing on Palm Sunday, which actually they sing every Sunday, but the music on Palm Sunday was definitely a little more fancy and beautiful than it normally is. So it was really, really nice to hear that. And then everyone receives palms, and some of the years the kids have been able to have these beautiful decorative palms. I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture here. This is David carrying this beautiful ornate cross made out of palm leaves. Or palm branches. It is so gorgeous. So he was an altar server and he was able to carry that in a procession. This year, we all came home with our own little palm fronds, and the kids were able to make their own crosses, which was really neat. Then as we move into Holy Week, we have several days where we are going to be going to church at least once a day. And on the days when we don't go to church, or even in the mornings and things like that when we're not at church, we try to do different things to just keep our mind in the right place. So starting with Monday, our older two children are going to be volunteering at a local food pantry. And so I thought that Holy Week was the best time for them to be able to do this. So when I saw that there was a sign up going out, I definitely signed them up so that they could be working at that food pantry during Holy Week. Because it's so important to do things for other people, especially those who are less fortunate than we are. And when one of my children started to complain about it, I said to them, how would you feel if on Easter you had no food to eat? And then they realized, oh, okay, yeah, this is a really good thing that I'm doing, and I need to be doing this for the right reasons. So I find that to be very important. One of the other things that we do during Holy Week is we read a lot of books. Now, I have a video that is going to be coming out later this week about all of these different books. I've got a huge pile. There's actually more on the floor over here that I'm going to be sharing with you, all of the different books that we use beginning with Palm Sunday all the way through Easter. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you can check out that video when it comes out later this week. And on top of just reading books, we also do some activity books. So here we have an Easter activity book with lots of different activities in it. Then another Easter A to Z coloring book. This one my father-in-law gave us just this week, so I'm going to do this with the little boys. And then I have just some other worksheets and things like that, like making a Pasanki egg, which are these beautifully decorated Easter eggs. So we're going to do this and just a lot of different things as well. So I love doing little types of crafts and activities with the kids during Holy Week. Also during Holy Week, many years we have dyed eggs red, which is a tradition, and you can use not shells, and we have used onion skins to do that in the past, except most of us in our family do not like hard-boiled eggs, so we end up making tons of hard-boiled eggs and then just like one or two people eats them, and it's not really worth it. So we're not going to do that, and we're not going to dye eggs this year because it just doesn't really work for us, but we will do some other types of crafts and things. And one of the things that we always do is that we bake Easter bread every year. Over the years, the way that I have made Easter bread has changed, so I'm going to go ahead and show you a few ways that I've made it here. I love having Easter bread to eat during the week after Easter, and I love having that in the morning with breakfast and with some coffee, and it's just kind of like a nice way to keep Easter on your mind as you are progressing through the rest of the week. Another thing that we've done in the past during Holy Week is to make a resurrection garden. Now, I'd completely forgotten about this until I saw someone post on Instagram about it just yesterday, and I don't have time to get it going because I'm too late. But it is a really, really fun way because you use these wheat berries on your garden and then they grow, and it only takes them about a week to grow into like full grass. I mean, it's like an inch or two long. And so it's really, really neat to use it as just an example of, progressing through Holy Week and then getting to Easter when the tomb is empty. Of course, every year we do some type of Easter egg hunt. We've done them with churches in the past or parks or different organizations. And this year the kids have asked if I will do an Easter egg hunt in our yard. if you don't know, we live kind of in the middle of the woods. Our whole backyard is woods. And last year I had hid some eggs, but I really hadn't gotten that many eggs to hide. And so it wasn't a really fun Easter egg hunt. So this year they asked me if I would buy more eggs and hide them in different places. So I'm planning on hiding some eggs in the front yard for our 4-year-old so he has kind of an easier way to find eggs. And in the backyard, I'm going to hide the eggs in lots of difficult places because there's trees and rocks and bushes and, you know, all kinds of stuff to make it really fun. And the way that I do that with 5 kids is I color code them. And so each kid has a color egg that they have to get. And then on top of that, I have, I think I'm using like yellow or orange eggs. I'm going to be using as just like bonus eggs. And I will give each kid a number of how many eggs they can get. I forget. I think maybe there's like 24 of them. No, there's probably more than that. I don't remember. But there's going to be, you know, a certain number per kid of these special eggs that they can get. And for the older kids, I'm going to hide them in a really difficult spot. And that way, whatever's in the egg is going to be something really special, like a little bit of money or like a special candy or something like that, just to make it a little bit more fun for Easter. I mentioned already that we go to church more often during Holy Week than we normally would. Let me go ahead and grab my planner quickly so that I can actually show you guys what we do. So I have my planner in front of me. I'm not going to actually show you guys because it's got like all of our personal details on it. But we start on Tuesday with church on Tuesday night, and we're going to go do that. It's the last opportunity to do confession. We're really excited to do that, and then after that have Mass. Then on Thursday, we're going to be going to church again to celebrate the Lord's Supper, which is just a really important part because that occurred, you know, before he went and died on the cross for our sins and was then resurrected 3 days later. And so it's very important to celebrate that as well during Holy Week. Now we get to Holy Friday, and at 12 noon on Holy Friday, there is a Stations of the Cross at a local church. And my husband has written a piece that is going to be performed there during the Stations of the Cross. So we are all going to try to get to that service and, you know, hear his piece. I think it'll be really exciting for the kids to be able to hear a choral piece that was written by their dad. So I'm excited for that. And on the evening of Holy Friday, we're going to be attending a service at the Byzantine Catholic Church, which we kind of go back and forth between the two churches during the week of Holy Week and in general as well. And so we're going to be attending Good Friday service there at the Byzantine Catholic Church because their service is really beautiful and very full of all of these traditions. And it's just like a really, really beautiful service where you actually get to kind of see what would be happening at that time. You would see that Christ was on the cross and then he was entombed. And then, you know, you get that time to kind of venerate and pray and meditate upon what Holy Friday is all about and how Christ died for our sins on the cross. So it's a really, really important service, and it's probably a little bit longer than an average service, but it is just one of the most important ones of the entire year. Then on Saturday, we have another service at 4 p.m. that we'll be going to. And then on Saturday night, our church, because we attend the cathedral and there are a lot of services. And so on Saturday night is the Vigil Easter service, which begins at 8:30 p.m. and has all of the baptisms and all of that. It's a beautiful, beautiful long service. The bishop will be there, and my husband sing, and the older children sing in the choir. But I will not be taking the younger children just because they're really young, and 8:30 is a little bit too late at night because they're normally in bed by 7. And so rather than going to the Easter Vigil, we will be going following morning to Mass on Easter Sunday. And my husband is a part of a special choir at the church called the Schola, and the Schola will actually be doing the music for the Easter Mass. So that will be really beautiful. I'm really excited to hear that. And then we do not have any family that lives near us. So unfortunately, we do not get to celebrate Easter with family, which is really sad, and I wish it were not that way. And it has been this way, you know, basically since we got married. And this year, I invited some friends to come and celebrate Easter dinner with us. So my friend and I have been kind of working through the menu and figuring out what we're going to make. And so that'll be really fun to have our friends and their kids over to be able to celebrate Easter with them. So it's not quite exactly family, but it is definitely second best, and we're really excited to spend the day with them. And I forgot to mention, but last year when we celebrated Easter, it was at the old cathedral, which was a really tiny cathedral. I think it was like one of the smallest cathedrals in the country at that time. It's a very old church. And since then, the cathedral has been moved to the brand new building, which seats thousands and is absolutely gorgeous. And I know I've shared photos on Instagram a lot. I just absolutely love worshiping in that space. It feels like you're in heaven. I just love it so much. And so this is going to be the very first Easter in the cathedral, which means it is going to be packed out. I'm sure there's going to be so many people there. And so we are definitely going to have to go early on Easter Sunday to make sure that we get a seat. The kids and I like to sit way up at the front. I think this last Sunday we sat in the 7th row, which is kind of about the place that we like to sit because it was very, very busy for Palm Sunday as well. So we made sure that we got there early and got to sit at the front and be able to really, really experience it. And it was beautiful. And so I'm really looking forward to doing that again this Easter. And yeah, I'm just excited to see like how many people are going to be there, because you know how it is. There's a lot of people that are kind of the types of people who just come for the major holidays. And it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, I'm glad they're coming to church at all. I would love it if they were there every Sunday, but you know, at least they're coming once or twice a year, which, like I said, it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. So, and maybe if they come, they'll want to keep coming again. And so I just hope and pray for all these people that they will just, find a place for themselves within the church so that they can find a place to worship and just, find God in the music and in the liturgy and even in the sermons and the gospel readings and everything, and just, really find that joy that comes only through Christ. One other thing that we always do every year is we have an Easter basket for the family. Now, my Easter basket, it's huge. It's like as big as me. This is our Easter basket, and we fill this up with lots of different things. We'll put like salami and sausage and cheese and chocolates and treats for the kids and all different kinds of things, special drinks or things like that will all go in the basket. And then on Saturday, the basket can be blessed. And then it's like a special thing that you can have on Easter as a treat. And just kind of after all of these days of fasting and preparing yourself for the resurrection, you get to have this special feast on Easter Day. So our Easter basket has always been really important to us. And like we only use this basket for Easter. It doesn't get used for anything else. It is set apart, and we keep it up in a closet, and we only pull it out once a year at Easter because it's just our special Easter basket that has been blessed and is set apart for Easter. I know that this video is probably a little bit long, but we have a lot of traditions that we celebrate from Palm Sunday until Easter and even into the following week that are just really important to our family because Christ's death and resurrection are the most important thing. And so I hope that even if you're not Catholic, that some of these things that we have done, you can kind of implement in your family as well, or they can give you some ideas or inspirations to do things with your family. Make sure that you check out Becca's channel as well as all the other people who are participating in this collab, and I hope you have a blessed resurrection of our Lord.